highway's more than blacktop. It's more than these white lines. It's more than just a living, y'all. It's my way of life. Just like my dad before me, I'm addicted to the road. Another day, another town, another long haul load. Slamming trucks, stop, cut me down. Midnight, I'm Miami bound. 40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. But Lord, you know I love the way it feels, living life on 18 wheels. I love the new horizons, the change of scenery. Every day's different, that's what sets me free. Jamming gears, counting miles, crawling up these hills. I don't get tired of this grind, hell, I guess I never will. Slamming trucks, stop, cut me down. Midnight, I'm Miami bound. 40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. Lord, you know I love the way it feels, living life on 18 wheels.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're all stopping in and catching me live, finally. Hello, Miss Kathy. I'm glad you finally get to catch me live. Yep. What's up, Mr. Michael? I see you're hooking up to the Landau and headed to Montana this week. I got some news for you. I got weather going on. I also have some trucking news. I also have stuff from the FMCSA. I got some stuff from Asian Mai, which is Alex, a friend of mine. He's got some stuff that we've talked about and we're going to put on here. And I also have another deal on the KW. I have some on the K100 because I know we are at the 100-year anniversary. And it was just done about a week ago. Catching up to everything. So just to let y'all know, be patient. I got this. We're going to have fun tonight. We're actually going to enjoy the show. So got a little bit of fun video to watch, something funny, but I'm not making fun of nobody else. I'm just saying I'm not making fun of any truckers, but I thought it was kind of funny the way they did their things and the way they did the song. It was kind of funny. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this turkey is over here unloading chicken out of Walmart in PA. Hey, Michael, when you get a chance to swing by, pick him up, load him up. You know, we don't want his truck getting dirty. Just swing by there, load it up, take him back to the house. You know, we don't want to have to hear him having to wash that thing again. Just saying. But yes, so tonight we got quite a bit of stuff going on. I will say, so we're going to go ahead and get on the treatment deal. All right, so I went in Thursday and had my treatment. We went in, we had a talk with a doctor. We got a few things worked out. We tried something new, some other new medicine to counteract the medicine that I'm getting. So I don't have any allergic reaction. So I'm going to put it to you this way. It was an A+. We got it done. No issues, no problems. And I'm still full of energy, which is kind of weird, they said, because I'm not supposed to have the energy. But I have the energy. I've had the energy for the last 2 weeks, and I still have the energy. I mean, yeah, later during the day, I'm getting really tired. But right now, I'm full of it. I also want to thank another sponsor, Diesel Life. Out to Christy. Out to them. I also want to give a shout out to Bullsnut, my other brother from another mother, and to Tony Justice for allowing us to use his music in our videos, and give a shout out to him. there's some things in the works. Just saying. But yeah, give a shout out to him. He's another brother from another mother. Love everything that he's doing. I like what he's got coming out. The new CD. Yeah, it's just a bunch of good stuff. He also has Jacob Monum, which is Hater Made, on there on one of the songs. So yeah, there's some big things coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out for the truck show. Y'all probably already been on his page and other places. I got it on my page for the May 5th truck show. Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a show getter. So just on that note, I'm letting you know, I'm not trying to piss you guys off, and I'm not. That ain't what it was towards. I just thought it was funny, and I thought we needed a little bit of comedy to break some things up. Was it get rid of the haul truck first? Well, nah, it'll fit. It'll fit on that truck. Don't worry about it. It's just just a green and orange Kenworth. Just saying. But we also have a little addition for Kenworth too. What's up, Mr. Joe? Our buddy Joe. He's another good guy that we got watching. Appreciate you stopping in. So this is kind of on how some people perceive us in the trucking industry and how we are, which is not the way the real quality, real drivers and the ones that are coming up wanting to be this way. But they did a skit. It was funny. Like I said, no harm mentioned, but I will bring it to the screen and we will be watching it. So hang on. I thought it was pretty funny. That was funny. You got to admit, that was funny. Just some of the funny things that they do, and they do kick it up. So I figured we start out with a little bit of laugh and a little bit of good times. So on that note, what's up, Mr. Scott, Mr. John Hardrich? Glad to see you in here, brother. As you can tell on the main page, on my main left lane with lefty page, I got the old ranch hand sitting up on there looking nice and pretty. I know you've gotten rid of her, but she's still sitting there looking good. What's up, Glenn Clay, my brother from another mother? Glad to see you in here. You need to slow down a little. What? Yeah, I don't know. Scott needs to slow. Well, no, Scott needs to speed it up. He sits on his butt all day. Just saying. But yes, so we got a few things going on. I'll jump into this real quick, and then we'll get into weather and and a few other things that I got going on with the FMCSA. But I do want to give this out, so we will go to this and bring it up, and we will put this on there right here. And that way we can do that. What's up, Mr. Teddy Bear? I see what you are doing, sir. And yes. Yep, that's the one I want to show. Yep, there we go. Here we go. And we will play it.
Hey, everybody. I'm Andy, the Kenworth guy. Thanks for coming by the channel today. So a really different video for you guys today. I know it's been a while since I've brought my typical videos to you guys. It's been really challenging for me to get trucks here right now. We're kind of in between getting trucks ready, getting trucks from the factory, and just a fewer amount of trucks than we're normally used to getting here. So thanks so much for being here. Today, it's all about Kenworth's birthday. So Kenworth turns 100 this year, and we're gonna be talking about the latest and greatest that Kenworth has to offer. So before we get into my talk, I'm just gonna run Kenworth's corporate video that they put out on the 100th anniversary. So let's check this out.
When you're a kid, you never really know what memories will stay with you.
Let's go.
Oh, there you go.
What moments will shape your life? The experiences that we never forget. that fill us with wonder and spark our imaginations. When you're a kid, the world is big. We believe everything is possible. And dreams seem larger than life. We all have to grow up someday. And even though today we might be a little bit older, those dreams have never changed. Suddenly, it all comes back. The wonder, the joy, the magic, the chance to drive the world's best. And a family of drivers from around the globe. And at the start of each day, it's that simple feeling of being a kid again. We've driven hundreds of thousands of miles since those days. From coast to coast and all the roads in between. We've had decades of experiences while building our own memories along the way. But the road always leads us back together. This time, back to where our dreams began. A family tradition and a legacy of trucks, a century in the making. Here's to another 100 years on the open road.
So as you can see, I had to play that. That was well worth it, and we're going to be doing something here in the next couple of days. I'm still doing a lot more research and trying to get things up. Yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? There. What's up, Mr. Frank? Yes, sir. We are doing good, old boy. Yes, we are. That was pretty cool. And I like the way they did the brother-sister at the end and from the beginning. That was pretty cool to tie it all back together from the T680 into the W9, which is actually pretty sweet. But if you actually looked at the new T680 there when it showed her sitting there behind the wheel, it actually showed the digital mirror, which I don't know if a lot of y'all caught that, but it had mirrors on the outside, but it still also had the digital mirror sitting there looking at her at the screen. So she actually had both mirrors. Either way, she could work it. Yeah. What's up, Mr. Philip Brown? What's up, my brother? Good to see you here. Glad that you stopped in too. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you've been busy with that tow truck, man, and keep that business up and going. I am promoting you on my page. I'm also putting you out there to people that I do know that's running in your area. So if they do need a tow truck, they need something, I put your stuff out there so they can get a hold of you. Yes, sir. The only downfall, what do you got to say? Let's see what he's got to say. The only downfall to then 100th year is the W900 can't be built with a 72 flat top. It only comes with a 42-inch flat top. Well, hey, beggars can't be choosers. They're trying to make things work. Just saying it there. Pimping. Just saying, pimping. Just saying. But yes, they have a little bit of downfall on that. But still, that truck right there also was one of 100. When you looked at, when they showed the inside of the door and it said 100 Kenworth, and then it says one of 100. So you know what they're going to look like. They're going to went back to the old school design on it. It's got the old loop around L that Kenworth was famous for back in the 70s and 80s when they were really doing the really good work on the trucks. But I am doing the research. I'm going to be pulling up a lot of footage. I've been doing it the last couple of days, trying to get everything I can of Kenworth and trying to get it pulled up. So I have footage to go with the years and that, and we'll go over probably maybe next Saturday or maybe sometime during the week when I get everything put together. We'll just do a special show just for and on Kenworth, and we'll do the 100 years of Kenworth, and we'll describe it, go through it. I may actually have some other special guests, and I may just invite them on because some of them have been doing a lot of other research and they've got some things going on with it. So we just may have a little powwow on it. I do have a gentleman sitting here in the background, which we all know is Mr. Teddy Bear. What are you doing, Mr. Teddy Bear? I seen you back there popping in.
Yes, I'm here.
Where are you at now? Are you running through the snow?
No, I'm down here on I-90 by Worthington, Minnesota on my way out. Looks like I'm going to run into the snow someplace by Wyoming.
Yeah.
Is that me?
You're breaking up just a little bit.
Okay.
There you go. Now we got you back. Go ahead,
Okay.
Steve.
I'm going to be going out through South Dakota, out to Wyoming, up into Montana, then out to Puyallup, Washington. And I'm probably going to run into the storm about Wyoming-Montana line where it looks.
Yeah, I was looking on the weather and the way it was showing. Here, I'll go ahead and pull this up real quick since we are talking about the weather and you're going to be running through the area. So we'll go ahead and pull this up and we'll go ahead and play this. Hang on, where'd it go? There it is. Let's go ahead and play this for the guys. And this is for overnight. This is tonight. I know it's bad to play. Oh, got an advertisement. There we go. And that was the advertisement on that one, but I ain't, where'd it go? I just had it up here. There it is. There it is. Let me give you the rest of the weather. All right, it's going to load another ad. All right. Sorry about that, guys. It's the only way to get free weather. There you go. Bam. There we go. What the hell are you doing? All right. Now that we can get everything figured out, I got too much crap going on here. Hang on. I was pulling up the weather. I know. Probably ain't. Michael, I'll get the weather for you here in a second. Doop. Yeah. All right. There we go. We're going to enlarge this. Come on. Get back up there. My computer is trying to do stupid stuff. There we go. Now we're back up here. I had the Weather Channel sitting up in here waiting and getting all that done. I had the weather set up. There it is. There we go. Sorry about all that. Yep. There we go. I can go back over here. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for a second. It was starting to go kind of goofy on me. But we got this. We got this. Yeah, there we go. Now we can share. There it goes. Now we're going to share. It'll probably have a commercial in it. So just letting y'all know.
Allowance Pro tip. Tell your parents to save money on wireless and give you a raise.
Switch to Xfinity Mobile, the fastest mobile service, and get the best price for 2 lines of unlimited, just $30 a line per month.
There you go.
The West is not catching a break from the rain and snow this week. After Winter Storm Piper, now comes Quest. And just like the last one, this winter will generate some significant rain and snow, especially when you consider that it's coming on top of what we've already picked up. So here's Tuesday, that rain in San Francisco, LA picking up the rain. Now we're into Wednesday. You see the snow in the interior and the higher elevations, and that system continues to slide into the central U.S. Then another system moves in. This is later in the week with more rain and snow. So just through the middle of the week, San Francisco 1 to 2, same in Sacramento, LA about a ½ inch of rain. Now, LA, you've had more rain this season than you normally average for an entire year. It can cause problems. We've had roads flooding, but in the long term, so beneficial to the drought for you and so many others.
Yep.
¿Cómo se siente tener?
So yeah, that's what's going on there. And yeah, so you guys are going to be running into some nasty weather over there. It's going to get real bad. It's going to get kind of lousy. No, I didn't lose my train of thought. Hello. See, that's the way Scott is. He thinks I lose my train of thought. It wasn't that. It was just my screens. I have like 7, 8 of them up here popped up, and that's what we're doing. Hey, now there's a brother from another mother. Wanted to stop by the show and show some love. Well, I greatly appreciate it, Trucker G. I love you, brother. I need to call you. I just been here, there, and everywhere and trying to do everything and trying to keep up with everybody and trying to get in touch. I know I told you I was going to call you a week and a half ago when I was on your live. And yeah, we were going over some things, and I've been busy. I'm sorry about that, brother, but I love you. And you and Mary both. And we're just I'll try to hook up with you tomorrow. As long as you ain't doing a live, I will try to hook up with you tomorrow. Yeah, I know it. I know. Mr. Michael says South Carolina's messed up last week and then had the blowout Friday. Well, that sucks. That really does suck. And then there's my lady of the year. Well, hello, Miss Trucking Unicorn. But yeah, so I did the thing on the K100. So on the K100, you're driving a T680, ain't you, John? You got to unmute your mic. There you go.
Yep.
How you liking that?
Well, this one's a 21. I'm looking at maybe getting in another one here shortly. So I got my name on one that I really want, but we'll wait and see if I get it.
All right, cool. Is it a new 23 or?
Yep.
Nice. Scott, I see you over there. I know it's your bedtime. I know as soon as the sun went down, you started getting old and decrepit, and that you started turning back into dirt. I know. You gotta go back and get your beauty rest so you don't look like a raisin tomorrow sitting in the sun. Just saying. Love you, Scott. Love you. Yeah, Kathy, there's going to be some bad storms, some tornadoes, gust of winds. They're calling in certain over 100 miles an hour. That's what I was trying to show on the weather report there that I do have pulled up. And Miss Christie, you're not chopped liver. You are my bestie. You got to get that right. Yeah, it is a really nice, comfortable truck. It's a roomy. I didn't think they had that much room until I got into another driver's truck, and we were in that truck not last year, but the year before. All right, so it was about 2 years ago, and got into his, and we were in one of the truck parades, and that thing was actually comfortable and quiet. Kind of freaked me out when it was that quiet, but yeah, I mean, it was a really, really spacious. It had a lot of room. He had the single bunk, but it was still had a lot of room. He could put cabinets and everything up in there. I know, Scott, whatever. Go to bed, put on your cucumbers so you don't get bags under your eyes. You'll be all right. You'll be okay, Scott. We love you. Just saying.
You were talking about raisins, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be an old prune?
Well, it could be. It could be an old prune. You know how it is.
Man, I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, I mean, we are talking about Scott here. When God created sunlight, there was Scott smiling at him. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just the way that works. You know how that works. But yeah, the chopped liver was from Charles. I didn't call you chopped liver, and I ain't thinking that you're chopped liver. You're the only one that I know that I can call and keep that other thing that sits in that green and orange KW straight. Like his little comment today. Oh, by the way, I was on Trucking Unicorns Live this morning, and we were sitting there talking. She was spending time with Grandpa and actually enjoying the conversation. He was sitting there watching his movie, and the dogs were running back and forth, and they were barking, and he kept smiling every time they kept running by him. And yeah, Trucking Unicorn Mama had to set Mr. Kelly Shane straight. Yeah, sitting there going, you need to teach my wife how to bring me food. And she sat there, and Miss Christie says, oh, yeah, that's right. I'll cook the food and bring it to Grandpa. Sat there and bypassed him completely. That was pretty funny. I love that comment, Christy. I really did. But yeah, we were sitting there having a little bit of fun, having stuff going on with Trucking Unicorn live on her TikTok. It was fun. It was nice to see Grandpa he was up and doing well, and just sitting there watching the movie, watching the dogs, and she was telling us what's going on. And I can't wait to see what's going on with Daddy. That's the name of her truck, but I can't wait to see what's going on with it, because I know she's got some things going on, but I ain't revealing until she decides to put it on Instagram or TikTok. So we'll leave it at that. One day, maybe I can get some of that pretty privilege. You always got that pretty privilege, Christy. Stop that. Stop it. We're doing the books currently. Really? Oh, doing the books. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, so there was I had other things. Let me pull them back up, because it decided to eliminate what I had up here for threads. So let me pull this up real quick. Ready? Just give me a second. I gotta go back in here. Yep, right there. And I had this to pull up because I really wanted to talk about this, what's going on out there on the I-5 in Portland. I-5 in Portland right now is really screwed up. It really is. Wow. Where'd he go? Wow. There was a lot. I had it up here just a little bit ago. All right, so there's been a bunch of new stuff that's come in. Yeah, roadside inspection. They busted in another truck, $4.3 million worth of meth and cocaine out of another truck out in Arizona. I tried to tell everybody that they were doing the blitz. Who was doing it? And this 2020, they also have a 2023 Kenworth W900 with a 180-inch custom ARI Legacy sleeper. It is a really nice looking truck. There was some other stuff that I was looking at. Where did it go? It didn't pull it up. Here's another one. I'll go ahead and pull this one up. We'll bring this one live for the simple fact because people need to understand teenagers. They are trying to put teenagers. What is that? Yes, we are all excited about the new reveal. I'm not responsible for others' feelings. Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Haters are going to hate. That's right. And they're going to. We all deal with them. We all just deal with them differently. Me? Hey, you want to come on and hate? You can hate. But I'm still here, and I'm going to stay here. All right, so we're going to get into this. Teenager dies crashing into the side of a rig during pass attempt. Why? I don't know. Attempting to pass another car. Yeah, he slams into a teenager died after crashing into the side of a semi while attempting to pass another car. Are you able to see that, John? Is it pulling up?
Yes, there's something there. There was a picture or something. Now you got some text up.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, this is the picture. This is the picture of the teenager's car.
Yep.
Slammed into the side of a White Rocks trailer. All right. The accident happened before 4:30 p.m. on Thursday on February 23rd in Auburn, Washington. According to the Cat YouTube, which is KATU2, two vehicles were heading north on the West Valley Highway when the teenage motorist tried to pass another motorist. As he was attempting to pass, a semi truck was pulling out of a driveway on the east side of the road and turned left into the path of the teenager motorist. And this is what it's showing here. So I'm taking it that the driver pulled out and people are not paying attention, or the kid was going too fast and couldn't slow down. And the driver thought he had enough time to get out there. The motorist then crashed into the side of the semi truck, sending the car beneath the trailer. The teenager died at the scene. The road between the 15th North and 37th was closed for over an hour. The investigation is still ongoing. That's one of the things that I was looking at today on there. We also have top videos that we were looking at. Here's the one from Portland that I want to show you guys. Yeah, this is it. Here we are. We're in the area that I wanted to look at. And this is what's bad is because the weather is getting there, and this is what's going on. So I will play this. There should be a video here with it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. All right. We're going to go ahead and play it. And that goes on. That goes on for a good couple of more miles. Hold on, let me get back over here. Miss Christie said, "Hello, Mr. Teddy Bear." Yeah, all those trucks. Wow, Miss Christie. Here we go. There it is. There it is. That's all those trucks. Wow. Hello there, Teddy Bear. That's from Miss Kathy. And then Miss Christie says, "Hello, Mr. Teddy Bear." And then we got Miss Day Carpology. Hello, Miss Day. Good evening, sir. Finally got my truck back. Well, that's good. You needed your truck back. Finally, you get to do something. Hang on. I got some other. Who is this E-Haul looking guy back here? Well, hello there, driver.
What you know, sir?
What are you?
I am just at easterly bound step over here in the Tar Heel tonight.
Oh, well. By the way, I want to say thank you for dinner last night. You didn't have to, but I greatly appreciate it. It was fun hanging out with you and the family.
Well, that's just what we do, Lefty.
Yeah, I know. That's what family does.
That's right.
So what do you got on you now?
I've got that roll on that I picked up there Friday. I was on the phone.
All right. You're heading over there towards Smithfield to unload?
Yeah, I got Smithfield and Conway, South Carolina.
Well, you won't be hitting too much. At least you'll be staying out of the bad weather, because all the bad weather's running up between us and north, up to Missouri and all that, into Ohio, Illinois, and a little further over. So we're actually going to be pretty good on our end, but it's
Junior's
he headed it through it.
Yep. And then the guy that has the Mistress, I just got off phone with him. He's on his way to Schofield, Wisconsin.
Ooh. Yeah, they're running into some nasty weather tonight.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just keep an eye out and an ear out for Junior to make sure I know he's a good driver, but just, we do care about
he ain't leaving. He ain't leaving till in the morning. So.
Oh, I thought he already left out the night to get there.
No, he's leaving. He's leaving in the morning. Sandman's leaving tonight. He was going up 25, and I was talking to him. He was in Tazewell, and I was talking to him.
All right. How's that old KW running?
Oh, you know how it is. I don't like to brag on her too much. The last time I bragged on her, she left me sitting in Lake Charles for 3 days. So.
No, I didn't ask to brag. I just asked, is she running good?
She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's stepping in a fetching.
Well, that works. And that's a W900, right?
Yes, sir.
Big old orange Tigger.
It's her.
All righty. Well, on that note, I got the weather out there. It's from Kentucky back west. Back if you're headed west is where all that nasty weather is there. I'll pull it back up. There's some other here. I'll go ahead and pull it back up and we'll get it on here. Let me present it. I got it. Pull it back up here, and then we'll go ahead and watch the bad weather real quick. Here it is. I'll show you what you're running out of. Here it is.
Allowance Pro Tip. Tell your parents to save money on wireless and give you a raise.
Switch to Xfinity Mobile and save hundreds a year with the best price for 2 lines of unlimited. Just $30 a line per month.
We have a dangerous severe weather situation across the south central U.S. The severe threat includes a derecho with potentially widespread damaging winds. Some of those winds could gust over 100 miles per hour. Now, the threat is centered in Oklahoma, but it also includes Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Illinois. As you can see, much of this will occur after dark into the overnight, which makes this even more dangerous. Have a plan in place. We're also concerned about tornadoes, including the most damaging and dangerous kind, EF2 and EF5s. Now, we still have a threat for severe weather on Monday, but this is not as big of a threat. We'll be watching too for heavy downpours, some places 1 to 2 inches, but localized spots could see even more than that. And with that rain, we're looking for the potential of flooding. Here's where it's most likely.
Yeah, so that's where running into it there. And I'll remove that. We'll turn the mics back. But yeah, that's where the yeah, all right. Yeah.
Mr. Up there in the corner, I see. Hello, how you doing tonight, Mr. Teddy Bear?
Where you're headed to Nebraska? You will be running. Teddy Bear, what areas are you running, or what you've been through? Go ahead and give us the weather report on your. You got to unmute yourself. You got to unmute. Turn your mic on. Go ahead and give us the weather. On the weather.
I'm going to be running across I-90 and then hooking right up through Wyoming, up into Montana, up to Billings, and then across.
But you're going to be catching the snow that's coming in from that storm that's hitting tonight, first thing tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So they're calling for snow as far as Nebraska, is from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
I know California down in there is getting it again. They're getting in between. Now it's 6 inches to 12 inches is what they're saying. But yeah, there's going to be a lot. Kathy says Michigan has a lot of power outages here, as you may see. Yeah, if you're headed to Nebraska tonight, you may not catch it. You'll catch rain and all that other stuff. What's up, Justin? But yeah, you'll catch it. You'll catch the early parts of the snow. If you can if you're leaving out tomorrow, you're gonna end up catching it going into Nebraska. But if you already left out, Michael's gonna be catching it. Yeah. Should miss it by the time I get out of here. Yeah, hopefully by the time you get out of there, you'll only catch a little bit of rain, Michael. And then once you get into where you're headed over there and towards Wisconsin and that to go get what you need here in a little while, and then you'll be catching that end of it. You'll be catching the snow and that, and hopefully get back. But John runs the north, if you want to call it the northwest. That's the why we call him the teddy bear. Everybody thinks because he's huggable. We just call him the polar bear, but he just likes being up there in the cold.
Yep. Ice road trucking it. North America style.
Yeah, John's been driving for 45 years, so I always like to have my veterans on with me. Especially John. John's got a lot of knowledge behind him on a lot of different things. Like when they were doing their blitz, we were talking about checking airlines, brakes, slack adjusters. I will be doing a 30-minute segment at least once a week. It will be pre-recorded, and I will be putting it out there on the cast. So if you guys do it, I will be there to catch it. Weatherman says the high of 33 Celsius and now of 20 Celsius. Currently, it's 28 Celsius here in Western Australia. Woo! Yes, sir. You are definitely, yeah. And I think what is it? 28 Celsius is, I think it's like 40. Like 45, I think.
32, let's see, 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Well, they might be. Well, this must be winter. He says he hates the cold. She said yeah. So you should be going in the warmer weather. Been in Ohio almost all my life, and I still hate the cold. And that's from Kathy. Your wagon. Oh, that's right. That's the reason why you took the Landau, because your wagon's getting brakes on all 4 axles. So your wagon's getting brakes. You just got brakes put on the Landau, didn't you? Just on the Landau, just got new brakes. Yeah, it's 82 degrees there. You ain't cold yet. You're supposed to be. Oh no, that's right. Your winter ain't yet. That's right.
Yeah, they're backwards from us.
Yeah. Well, when we hit summer, they're in their winter.
Right.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. And I also keep remembering, I go on 8 o'clock here, and it's 1:30 or 2 p.m. their time, daylight. So, yeah. No truck. No truck. What do you mean no truck, Michael? Michael don't want to play with us anymore. He's calling it quits. We're going to throw him out. We're going to put him over there with Pimpin, show him how to drive a real truck.
But yeah, I come off Black Mountain, and the rain that we're having over at the house pretty much Black Mountain. So
yeah. Well, I know when you get it, because you're going over 26. So as soon as you get up the Bunker's Gap, you'll shut off. Or if you're hitting the bottom you get about halfway up Sam's Gap, it'll shut off. Is that where you're at, or you already passed Sam's Gap going into Bunker?
Oh, I'm over here at Winston-Salem, Greensboro area right now. I left early tonight.
Oh, did you? Oh, so you're already over there. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Hour out.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're only about 2 hours from there. All right.
But yeah, once I left out over there, once I went down Old Fort Mountain, Black Mountain, whatever y'all want, whatever people want to call it this week, the rain that we had there at the house was gone. So, I mean, I've run dry roads over here. It's 60 degrees over here.
Nice. I know it rained here at my house all day, and I ain't that far from you, so
right.
It's been on and off all day here raining. So, Michael, I understand that. Dustin, where'd it go? Landau has disc brakes. Did the truck brakes this weekend? The other weekend. That's right. You were doing the truck brakes. I knew you were doing brakes on one of them. Come on now. I can't keep up with everything you want me to do. Just understand that, Michael. But yeah. The other thing is, what do you all think about? And this is and I hate to say this, and I hate to put that state under the bridge, but I'm gonna have to. She's from Ohio. Well, there's a company there in Ohio called Ohio Pit. They are petitioning the FMCSA to put 18 to 20-year-olds in their trucks with no CDL. No CDL. And the FMCSA is looking it over.
I was raised in a truck. I've been around trucks literally all my life. I'm a 4th generation driver. Both of my boys was raised in a truck, and one of them drives now. And well, one of them drives good enough where you trusted him with your pickup last night, so that ought to tell you something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have turned Junior loose in a truck at 18 to 20 years old, and him literally growing up in a truck.
Yeah.
Nor would I Austin.
Yeah.
And Austin can drive, but nah.
Yeah, I mean, here, give me a second and I'll pull it right up for you, and we'll have that on there because a lot of you now want to talk about. Rain can be a funny thing here in Australia. One moment it's sunny, then the next you can catch it in buckets. Down rain less than, hold on, I got to read the rest of the comments. No, pimping still ain't here. He don't want to talk to me. He's a bum. That's what he is. At least I know Christy's still here. She's still watching. Catching a bucket rain less than 5 miles away. Yeah. Well, that's like Florida. You can have sunshine on one side of the street. It'd be raining 10 feet over, and it will be bright and sunny. Yeah, he's
Same
still
way.
Christy.
Same way down at the house. I've seen it literally rain at my garage and not rain at my house.
Yeah, and there's only about 150 feet difference between there and your garage.
Yeah. Be standing at the garage waiting for the rain to quit, and somebody and the kids be playing in the yard up at the house. Yep.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, I run it. Speaking of those boys from up that direction, I run into the he that shall not be named, because I'm not going to give him any clout, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In South Carolina the other day, and I was going to end the differences. Let's pull over, like, run up on him coming on that. We was both getting on the same exit. I said, let's talk about it. Stop here and let's talk about it. He went from the granny lane all the way to the hammer lane and got vehicles between us where he couldn't stop at the next exit. Innocent men do not run, Lefty.
Hey, well, that's for another day and another time,
Yeah, but you brought up the one, so I just now remembered. I meant to tell you that last night we was at supper and I forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, the way it looks is, yeah, here it is. This is what's going on as of we speak. The FMCA announced the proposed improvements in the safety measures to prevent crashes. So that means they're fixing to launch that one that crash detection BS and put it on trucks, which is not what we're looking for or looking forward to. It's not even here. It is wow, really? Hold on, I'll have to do it the other way then. Let's do it this way. Let's go to here, and I'll have to pull it up. Y'all just have to bear with me for a second. We're gonna go here. Yeah, because everything I had up here stored and ready to go, just for some reason it just glitched and wiped it all out. So now I'm having to redo all the research I did earlier and pulling it back up. So just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry for the issue. Where do you go? Yep, right. Yep, that's it right there. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we'll pull it up now. There it is. Hang on. There we go. There we go. No, that's the one on the ramp. Yeah, here it is, right here. There we go. Let me get over here. Pull. Hang on, just wait for the commercial. All right, we're gonna skip the ads.
Are you serious right now? 18 to 20-year-olds interstate without a CDL, FMCSA is thinking about doing this. Let's get into this video. What's going on, Mother Truckers? Welcome to mothertruckernews@gmail.com. I appreciate everyone sending me links to this. I think this is proof right here that the FMCSA does not care about the safety of truck drivers, and everything they do is just to benefit who they want to benefit. Let's get into this video right here. You know, people have been sending me this link from FreightWaves, and I'm like, you can't make stuff up at all. All right. FMCSA to consider easing CDL rule for truck driver trainees. So we know about this new apprentice program to let 18 to 20-year-olds go interstate. And now a Ohio-based trucking company is asking the FMCSA to get rid of the prerequisite that they actually need a CDL. Let's just write. Proposed change to program for drivers under age 21 prompted by Pitt, Ohio exemption request. Washington, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration is considering loosening restrictions on its apprenticeship pilot program for 18 to 20-year-old drivers to allow them in the program without holding a CDL. That means all you drivers out there, there could be an 18 to 20-year-old, no hate on you guys at all, but without a CDL, I mean, imagine this winter season right now. I mean, there's so many accidents, so many things happening. Just a truck driver, a CRST driver lost control, almost hit a DOT officer. And you want to let them in without a CDL? This is crazy. CDL currently one of the prerequisites for younger drivers looking to be trained by a carrier under the FMCSA Safe Driver Apprenticeship Pilot program created as part of the Infrastructure Investments and Jobs Act that was signed in law 2021, because the FMCSA believes that there is a trucker shortage, and that's why they want to let these 18 and 20-year-olds get in interstate, but now they want to do that without a CDL. However, a recent request from less than truckload specialists Pitt, Ohio, asking the CDL restriction be lifted for its trainee drivers has prompted FMCSA to consider lifting the restriction for all carriers that are in or want to register for the program. So if they do this for this Ohio-based LTL, they're going to have to do it for all of them. If granted, Pitt, Ohio believes it would have less difficulty recruiting drivers to participate in the program, according to a notice the agency plans to publish on Thursday. So, of course, because, I mean, if you don't have a CDL, that's going to make it way easier, right? MCSA also seeks comment on whether this exemption should be limited to Pitt, Ohio, or whether it should be drafted apply to any program participant motor carriers that is currently listed as a certificate training provider for purposes of regulations, or that enter into the partnership with a certified training provider. FMCSA states in this notice that granting the Pittsburgh, Ohio-based company an exemption of the CDL requirement would allow the company to use commercial learners permit holders in the program. So, you know, they're still going to have a permit, but the drivers out here that do not have or actually have a CDL that don't have the skills yet, and you want to let these people in, definitely this news right here that they're even considering this is just ridiculous to me. The FMCSA, you know, every time you come out with something like this, I just lose more and more respect. This should be a program for safety, and that is it. You know, there is no trucker shortage. Let me say that again. Trucker shortage. Mother truckers, comment down below. Do you believe that there's a trucker shortage? And do you believe that we should allow 18 to 20-year-olds go interstate without a CDL? Yes, they will have a permit, and yes, they will have a trainer, but that's scary on the road. That's all I got to say. Mother truckers, comment down below.
Yeah, what do you think about that? You got to unmute your mic, John.
I don't think anything good about that.
I didn't either. Not after I heard it and seen it. No, I sat there and I said, "Do what? You got to be kidding me." No.
Nope.
But here's the thing. Now, I could use that to my advantage. If I move to Ohio, it means I can go jump in a seat, right?
Right.
Just saying. I could work it into my benefit, but I've been driving for 24 years. You know, I got years under my belt. But the thing is,
And you had a CDL.
yeah. Well, I mean, just saying. I mean, it's still there. Still got the CDL right there. CDL still says it. CDL.
Yep.
I still have mine. But I'm just saying. But that's what's funny, is that they're willing, that Pitt, Ohio is willing to ask the CSA to grant them and be willing to do that, and then they're willing to do it and then grant it for other companies. So if we thought traffic was bad now, can you imagine? Yeah. Just like what Dustin says right here, just like he says right there, it is effing suicide. It is. It really is.
Yep.
What's up, John? Mr. Josh Bolton. I wanted to call him John, but it's Josh. I know America and Australia are totally different countries, and our driver training is different. But in Australia, once you hit 18, you can drive coast to coast. Yeah, and probably not dealing with half the guys that we have to deal with either. And you guys have probably grown up into it. You're not throwing someone off the street into a truck that's never been near one.
What I was fixing to say, nice mega carriers that we have in this country, Swift, Prime, CR England, Warner, Schneider. I mean, the list goes on.
Great.
They, 3-week crash course, 6 weeks with a trainer, and there you go.
It says a lot. It does.
I'd like to see the stats between owner operators and mega trucks as far as number of accidents.
Yeah.
For them areas and the information that is collected. I think it'd blow your socks off.
Oh, well, Joe sits there and says, wonder why Pitt, Ohio cut their driver's days of work back to 4 days a week, plus LTI or LTL freight to the bottom is falling out of it. Now, why would you do that?
Because they're trying to cut the old heads out.
Yeah, exactly what it is. They're trying to push the old guys that know what they're doing and it's been in it and knows how to handle things, trying to push them out and get them out, because I guarantee you there's some kind of rule change coming here soon that no one knows about. They're trying to throw us out of it. Like Dustin says, in Australia, we needed to have a car license for at least 2 years after a 2-year probation period. So 4 years before you can actually drive a car, or actually drive a car. And then you can only get a triaxle rigged license first for a year, then a semi license for another year, then a road train after that. But a few years ago, they made it to try for a year, a triaxle for a year, but they did not need to have logged driving hours. They can come back and get the road train license and get it out. I'm still reading here. There's a lot here. Get the road train license and get it, but let it out on the highway. Yeah, get it and then be out on the highway with no experience, and they wonder why they have accidents weekly, if not daily. I agree with that comment 100%. And that's in Australia. That's the same that goes on here.
Well, you're seeing it happen here. Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy, that is young. That is young. I mean, that's like taking them right out of high school and saying, all right, we're going to take you out from being a kid. We're going to throw you behind this 80,000-pound ring, and we're going to teach you, or somewhat teach you to drive this truck. We're just going to throw you in it and let you go and at it. Out on the highway. We're not in a secluded area. We're going to put you on the highway in traffic and then turn you loose. What the hell? Go ahead, John.
When I turned 21 and I had to run team for 6 months before going on my own.
Yep.
And I was supposed to be a year, but I got into it at a shorter time frame because of my experience and knowledge.
Yep.
But I still sit back and think about that time. There's things that, like going down the road. You know you went past this and you did this, but you don't remember how you got there. And what I mean by that is, when you're younger, you don't make the same judgment calls as a guy that's been doing it for 10 years of driving, okay? And then you got a guy that's 40 years of driving who's going to make a different judgment call than maybe both of them two. I mean, I constantly call out drivers on the road doing 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on ice and snow.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it.
And when I do that, they come back with a nasty ass thing about, you know, you drive your truck, I'll drive my truck. But yet, you go down the road another 5-10 miles, they're slowed down to 45 miles an hour, like the rest of us were doing, just trying to be safe.
Yeah. Well, like Josh says, once you hit 20, you can drive a road train down there in Australia.
Yeah.
But you know, here we're struggling just to have them be able to handle a trailer. Here they are down there handling 4 to 6 trailers or 8 trailers at a time. Kathy says, and without training, that's just asking for trouble. Seriously, I think that's what's going on. Because just look at what happened with the railroad. All right, there's a thing on the railroad. They're talking about maybe diverting some of that stuff from the railroad and putting it back into trucks, which means trucks will be back into the full focus of hauling hazmat again. So that means more hazmat drivers will be on the road, but will they be trained to haul it? That's the next question.
To haul it, or will they have the license to be able to haul it?
There you go. Will they be able to pass the test and get it? Or will they be able to know what their chemical bounds or chemical compounds are, and being able to understand the markers and the placards of what it's for?
And what can be hauled with what?
Yes.
There's certain chemicals you can't haul together.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you got, but if they're doing that, if they're talking about taking it away from the train and putting it on trucks, one, that'd be safer. It's not going through neighborhoods. Well, I mean, depending on where you're at, it could. But mainly it's on the highways, and you're talking about smaller amount in the trucks. 2, if they do, which I think would be better, because we already see how our transportation's already working with that. Everything's good. It's Donald Trump's fault. He did it. It's all his fault. You know, yeah, right. I'm just saying. I mean, this is the stuff that they put out there on the news to come out of their own mouth, not me putting it in there. Just like Dustin says, I used to steal my dad's concrete trucks and drive me and my buddies or my mates to parties 25 miles away. I mean, when you grew up around this stuff, you know what you're doing. Just like, all right, TC right there. TC's got his boys that grew up around it. He grew up around it. His dad grew up around it. Like me, I'm a 3rd generation. My grandfather, my dad, now me. And I was hoping maybe my son. Dustin started driving at the age of 16. That was at the age of 16 when he used to steal his dad's concrete trucks. Don't let me get that mixed up. Dustin said I was driving trucks at 8 around my dad's yard. So he was learning at 8, driving trucks around the yard. So I started driving trucks when I was 7. I was driving dump trucks inside of a pit that my aunt used to work for. And I know the owner personally, even to this day, if he's still alive. I could ask him and he could give me another job in a heartbeat. The man loved me. I worked for him when I got old enough to work for him. But me and his son, every day I got home from school, I get dropped off at the plant and then hit in the dump. He goes, hey, there's a key in it, drive it. I get in it and I learned how to drive and drove that way. That's the way I learned about what I do in my profession through that man and through his company. Michael says probably be biased because they want to show the big boys safer. I don't know about showing them. Show the big boys safer. I don't know if that would be safer. You know what I'm saying? Josh says, I thought in the harvest season, if you were older than 16, you could drive a semi. You can in certain states. You can in states. But that's because you grew up around it. You've been on a farm. You know the ins and outs. But when you're talking about, they were only running local. You're talking about running from the farm into town if you unloaded the feed. Or, yeah, you know, you're not talking about driving hundreds and hundreds of miles away to deliver something and then driving hundreds and hundreds of miles back. These guys were doing turnarounds. They were driving them out the fields, going up to the next part of land to unload into the silos, or they would go into town, maybe 20 miles, 30 miles, and unload at the grain silos there they have in town for it to be loaded on trains and shipped out. Dustin says, all the old truck drivers are about to retire. No young drivers want to come and drive because the CHP fine or the tip fine, the cops will fine you for the smallest things, just spelling the town wrong. Just for spelling the town wrong is $500 fine. I mean, that's pretty bad. And that's over there. And over here, I mean, you can mess up and just have a half hour on the line made wrong, or something not typed in exactly right on your e-login and do the same thing. And then they fine you. And then they get you on your CSA points.
Well, now they want to fine you for not making your bed.
Well, yeah. And that was another thing I threw up last weekend because they were doing that. I was like, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, for not making your bed. Talk about throwing down in the deep end, but it's not sink or swim. It's kill themselves or other people. You're right. That's exactly the way they're trying to do it. And I mean, it's not just here. It's here. It's in Australia. It's in Canada. It's in other countries. They're doing this all over. It's not just here. But we're the biggest ones in the eye right now because why? North America is the one with the most truck wrecks. Besides Russia, but we're not dealing with Russia. Let's see. Michael says, yep, and you can catch the rookies by just seeing how they are driving or handling the equipment. You're right. Or you can drive by them. They got the leg up on the dash, hanging up there, the AC, or they got the tablet in their hand. And I mean, really, there's supposed to be major fines for this, but I haven't seen them been catching them. You know, it's $3,000 for the driver, $10,000 for the company first time. Second offense is $10,000 to the driver and $100,000 to the company, but you don't see it. You really don't. Man, these comments are rolling in. Wow, love it, love it, love it. Bestie, I have a great bestie. Have a great night. I need to get off. All right, but you go ahead, Miss Christie, bestie. You have a wonderful night. Keep that thing you call a husband in line. If not, I'll buy you a bigger broomstick or a paddle from Best Pro and beat him. Just saying. Hey, better yet, I also think he needs another coat of bull snot wax on that head. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Josh said, sadly nowadays in Australia, you can go HR, which is a triaxle rig setup. Rig semi. And then in a year, you can drive an MC, which is a license to drive road trains. Wow. Yeah, see, I mean, they're doing it there too. And it's like they're saying they ain't got enough quality drivers. No, if they would bring up the pay, I see you over there, I'll bring you in.
Yep.
What it is if they bring up the pay and treat drivers a little better, instead of sitting there letting them sit somewhere and dealing with docs, there's 3 ways of fixing this. Pay the drivers a little more, loosen up some of the regulations, and start nailing these shipping and receivers and holding them to the fire of holding the truck there. It was just like TC. He was stuck at one the other day, 7 hours to load. 7 hours. What the hell?
And I run flatbed.
Yeah, 7 hours.
Let me put one thought out.
Go ahead.
Back in the days, we used to do, and I ain't kidding, we could do 1,000 miles in a day.
Yeah.
Illegally, okay? We had a lot less accidents than we have today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you might hear about an accident once a week. Now we're hearing them every day, if not 10, 20 times a day.
Oh, well, I mean, if I pull up right now just on CDL Live, and this is as of Friday, all right, because they won't update their stuff until tomorrow, and then I'll go through it and read it and see if something's really worth it, then I'll put it up. Right now, there's, I guarantee you, there's 10 accidents just on there, and it's in between. There's one, a woman died between 2 truck drivers. There's another one with the truck driver and that kid. I mean, it's just, if it ain't one thing, it's another between truck, and they're all relating it back to the truck. But there's some cases I do see where the truck is. Well, Miss Kathy, I'm sorry you have to go tonight. It's only 9:30. But you have a wonderful night, dear. I'm glad you stopped in. Yeah, come in at any time. I'm here on Sundays at 8 p.m. Just to let you know, Sundays, 8 p.m. I was doing them on Saturday, but I have drivers that because of football season and a couple other things going on, so I decided to switch it for a while to Sunday, so that way these drivers can actually have time at home. I'm not aggravating them, but they can actually come in and join and watch and enjoy the show and give me, like everybody else is doing, Michael, Josh, Dustin, and you, be able to come in, comment, put the piece out there. Yeah, exactly.
My thing is reason, my personal opinion, you know, how it goes, but it's the ELD. Everybody's trying to beat the clock, and I'm one of them. We run ELDs.
Yes.
But you know, especially, you know, when your shippers, receivers, they have no sympathy for our clock, none.
Yep, none.
You'd be like, hey, dude, you know, how long is it gonna be? Well, we'll get you when we can get to you, and it's just like, dude, you're burning my clock. I've got to be. We normally run under 500 miles a day. I mean, that's just normally what our runs are. But
it's just like Renee Christopher says, thanks to the ELD. She's right. Like you say.
You know, we'll deliver like tomorrow. I've got 2 drops and a pick tomorrow, and then I've got to be down next to Fort Bend in Georgia for Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Just my drive time is 10 and a half hours for tomorrow. So, you know, what kind of time does that leave me with 2 drops, having to untarp, retarp, and then tarp again, plus a 30-minute break? I'm not making Fort Benning tomorrow night to be able to take my 10-hour break.
Yeah. You're right.
Because the shippers and receivers, they get in no hurry.
No.
They get paid by the hour, and they get to go home at the end of their shift.
Well,
They can care less.
That's because the bosses have sat there and told them, don't worry about it. You get it done when you get it done. They're telling them, don't worry about it. When you get, we'll get someone else so they can sit there and wait. And it's to the point that it used to be when the trucks got there, hurry up and get them off. They got to run. They got to get another load. Now it's
They got to go.
Yeah, now it's still screw them. They can sit there and wait. There's nothing to it. And then they still charge you to unload it after they make you wait a damn lumper's fee. So you're paying them to unload you of their stuff. I'd love to have a job like that, to be able to go to work and say, all right, you got to pay me for me bringing it to the job site. So now that guy on the job site's got to pay me to get his own stuff, even though I'm working for the same company. But, you know, I'd be like, hell, it'd be nice. I'd love to be able to do that. I guarantee you John would love that too.
You know, I'd like to know. I'd like to understand why, when I talk to a lot of these younger drivers, they think it's crazy if I could do 700 miles in a day. They apparently can only do about 500 miles in a day. And then when we talk about old time, about 1,000 miles in a day, they can't even fathom what we've done. And how
it's amazing because a lot of them sit there and go, oh my God, I went 525 miles today. Woo, that's a lot of driving. I do that in my pickup in a day. I sure do. Company truck, I put close to 500 to 600 miles a day on that company truck.
Yeah.
That's like John was saying, you know, back when we run paper logs, there was, you didn't hardly hear of a driver getting in a wreck. It just didn't happen.
No, because when you got tired, you pulled over and you wrote off time. You didn't have to sit there and go, oh, well, the clock ain't going to let me stop. I got to keep running. I'm tired. I don't want to sit in this seat no more. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's what I say. We always, we might have run illegal, and we might have falsified our logbook, which seems to be a major issue with them. But my problem is, what difference does it make if you're not putting any extra hours on during the day? You know, how you run it should be done like the Australians used to do. It was a diary what they used to do.
Yeah.
You know, back in the days. It wasn't structured like ours is structured today now with ELD. I mean, falsification of the logbook saves our lives, saves the accidents, because guess what? We didn't drive during the rush hour traffic. We weren't exposed to all these cars and four-wheelers. I mean, I run at night only because, guess what? I don't have to deal with the traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's like prime example. Prime example. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when we was running paper, everybody run paper except for a few companies, Warner and a couple of the other big ones.
Yeah.
You didn't hardly see a truck from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. You didn't see them in Atlanta. Period.
Nope.
Everybody stopped short, took them a 2-hour break, got them something good to eat, grabbed them a shower, and got up and went on.
Yeah.
Right. After rush hour traffic was over with.
It's like LA.
Just like Renee just said. Renee Christopher sat there and says, thanks to the untrained idiots. Yeah. When they started putting them in there, or they would pay their way. That's the why back, if you remember, back in 2007, 2000. No, it was 2008 or they started busting CDL instructors. When they had that big giant bust, and then they sent everybody back to get retrained because half of them found out they were getting paid just to get them to pass. Here, I don't really want to have to work. I'll give you an extra $1,000. Oh yeah, here. That's where this crap started.
And that was MS Carriers.
Yep. And then they started doing it at the private companies that were doing the training when they found out. So they started up their own little private companies, and then they were taking bribes and putting drivers in those trucks. That's exactly what it was. Like Renee said, the only way to fix it is to disband the FMCSA, and waiting it is just a part of it, crybabies. Yes. That's the problem. The FMCSA goes by whoever's lining the FMCSA's corporate pockets or government pockets. It's like, how does a small company, and I don't mean like small, but I mean like smaller than Warner, Swift, CR England, and them, sit there and be able to go up and go to the FMCSA to something like this pulled out?
That was like they was talking. I heard them talking on Facebook, TikTok, a couple of them. That was talking about, that there for a while they was doing the owner operator exemption for the ELD. You had less than so many trucks. I think it was like 5 trucks. If it was less than 5 trucks, you could run paper under an exemption, and no matter what truck you had, because of the size of the company. They kicked it all out. They're not letting nobody have an exemption.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it really does. Yeah, and that's only if they decide to allow it to happen. And you see who we got for transportation. That's a whole other mind-blowing thing there. Just like Donald said, I'm going to Australia, guys. I'm just saying, I'm going to Australia.
Yeah, we go down there and run road trains. They're a whole lot better off.
$35 an hour for a 2-axle or 3-axle truck. $40 an hour for semi. Up to $65 an hour for a road train, east-west in 38 to 45 temperature. You know what I mean? So that's going to be about 80, 90, you know what I mean? 90, 100 degrees. When I drive in 2016, 2017, it was probably 48 to 55 Celsius, or cents per kilometer. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 48, yeah. But if you do it by the hour, well, you're making more money. Well, yeah, you're making more money by the hour, unless you're on a road train that's running like a freight train.
Right.
80, 90, 100 mile an hour. All right, let's see what Josh says. Josh Bolton says, in Australia, it's not the rookies that are the problem. It's the underpaid, underqualified international drivers that the Australian government are bringing in, and all the stuff, ups and accidents, all the stuff and ups and accidents that are happening because of them, and the government is turning a blind eye to it all. Same thing here. They're doing the same because somebody's lining somebody's pocket with money. In order to get that money, they're getting these exemptions, and then they're turning around and getting their own pockets lined because now they can use these exemptions and the government gives them back the money. It's like a full circle. It comes back full circle. They throw out the money and it comes back and they get it. Yeah, pretty much. And that's the way it looks like it's working. Michael says,
That's
yep.
why we have no
Get
pole
funny
when we
look.
go there front with
Yeah. Well, it's just like Michael says, get funny looks from guys, and when you are full of crap, looks on thousands of miles a day. Yeah, of the looks of when you put on 1,000 miles a day. Yeah, people look at you funny. They're like, huh, what? Yeah, 1,000. Like they think 1,000 miles is like so far beyond the future.
I used to leave Tennessee on Saturday. I'd be in LA on Monday, dropped and reloaded, and back in daggum Chattanooga by Thursday. Every week. I done it 4.5 years. I mean, it's, and people think now you tell them, and they're, oh, you're crazy. There ain't no way you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Sure can. So can John.
Well,
Go ahead, John.
That guy told me the other day, you can't do 210,000 miles in a year. I said, like hell, we used to do it all the time.
My boss I had at the time, if you wasn't knocking down 700 miles a day, he'd find somebody that would.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You drove. Now, granted, like I said, like John said, we did it illegally. We falsified the heck out of it.
Yep.
But you drove from about 9 o'clock in the morning to about midnight, 1 o'clock. And you shut down. You got you a good nap, and you took off because you had about a 2 or 3 hours there, about supper time, about quitting time, that you stop and you ate and you kind of rested a little bit, and then you could carry on.
Yep.
Now it's, from the time you get up till the time you lay down, it's a dead run. You're a dead run all day long.
Yeah. Well, it's like Michael says, have ran ELD pulling flatbed and bucket. Now doing it with Landau and heavy haul. And he sits there and here, he puts right here, he says, just got a full of crap look from a youngster when I told him I did 6,000 miles in a week. You can do it. These drivers, why do you think all these other ones run it? They ain't lying to you. It says, that's what I'm talking about. The tick and the flick driver's license that come from cornflakes pockets. We still run paper logs in Australia. Yeah, it's the cornflake. I can't do that. It's too much. I'm tired. Because they are not trained. They're not grown up into that stuff. When we say trucking's got to be in your blood, it's got to be in your blood. You've got to have the blood of traveling. No matter if you're driving a car or whatever, you want to travel. You can drive miles and hours, no problem. Then your other thing is, you got to grow up. And I ain't saying everybody's got to grow up, but there's some of them that I have seen that's never had anybody else in the family. Man, they run like hell, and they are one hell of a driver. But I'm just saying, you've got to have common knowledge with it. And you got to know your truck. And know what your body can handle to run.
That's the biggest thing. You got to know your own limitations.
Everything I've always said, know your limitations.
Yeah.
Pull yourself out of the seat when you don't feel like you can do it safely. Nobody's going to fire you for doing your very best.
Nope.
No. But you got dispatchers that don't care because they've never been behind the wheel, and they're sitting there telling you, keep running. You can run that. You can run that. No, I'm tired. I'm pulling over. I'm taking a 2-hour nap, and then I'll get back at it. Oh, no, you can't do that. Run it. It's got to be there, blah, 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 blah. We know how that game goes, too.
If they want it at 8 o'clock, they really going to want it about 10 or 11.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the truth. Because when you get there, they're going to make you wait. Just pull over there in that other line. We'll call you. Yeah.
One thing about Kells.
It's just like Justin says, don't mix up the capabilities and expectations. Yes. Yeah, don't mix them up because
That's right.
you do, you're screwed. Like Michael said, did have to tell the current employer, I don't drive like an idiot, just to race the clock. You're right on that too. On that note, we're going to take a quick break real quick. We're going to get in here and we're going to take a quick break to one of our sponsors, Mr. Bull Snot.
Good morning, everybody. I stopped in at Road Ranger over here in Illinois, and I was hoping to find bull snot, but they don't have bull snot. So I need all of y'all to do me a favor. Next time you go to Road Ranger, ask for bull snot, and let's get bull snot in the Road Rangers. Hope y'all having a great day. See you.
And he's got a point. Sure does. And that is from our nonprofit, which is Trucks and Boom to Spare. Check them out. Go to trucksandboomspare.org. And we have a website over there. Check them out. They can always use drivers. They can always use power units only. They are doing all kinds of good stuff. They deliver relief stuff to disaster areas. Last year she was really busy slam, and this year we're starting it. So just to let y'all know, we'll probably be looking for more trucks this year and more drivers. Even it don't matter if it be a truck, be a pickup, be a box truck, be a van, whatever. Just look them up, get a hold of them. Good people, really, really good people. We're back. Michael says, good time, bud. Have a good night. Yes, sir, Michael. I will holler at you sometime tomorrow. Okay, brother. Brother, you have a good night. We'll holler at you later. All right? Let's see. Josh says, I'm 45 plus. Way back in the day, we used to tamper with our speed limiters. We would have one or two, at 12, right, 1, 2, and if you were smart enough, 3 logbooks, and we had not illegal kept, and we had not no legal ways to stay away. I used to do the, I was going to there. On about around 2 days, and almost 5,000 kilometers each way. Nowadays, it's not worth it. Nowadays, with the fines and everything, it will send you paper. Yeah, it will send you paper. Well, that's the way we used to be in the days too here, right, John?
Yep.
So we used to have all that kind of stuff. There were drivers I know that used to, I mean, I'll admit it, back in the day, back around 98, 99, when I drove for Covenant, hell, I had 2 logbooks. One time I actually had 3, but I used to run 2 logbooks. One legal, one illegal. And you did that just so you could sit there and get the loads on time, get them there.
One in the door and one under the seat.
Yep.
I had one that would go from Minnesota to Colorado, and then another one I'd pick up in Colorado, go from there to LA, back to Colorado, out logbooks again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I dropped my old fire at Russellville, Arkansas, and I had another one that run me plumb over to Sayre, Oklahoma. Yeah. Then I had another one that runs from Sayre, Oklahoma, out to about Albuquerque. You know how it worked. I mean, it just. But you knowed where you was at and what your book needed to look like. But like that oldest boy of mine, he's like, Dad, you know, I sat down when I was running logs for ETI, and I'd do my logs at the end of the week. And he's like, how do you remember where you were and what you were doing and about what time it was and how far you drove? I said, it just second nature. It's just easier. You know, when we was coming up, it was cheaper not to have one than what it was to have one that was messed up.
Dustin, sometimes in certain countries, it will do that. Just saying, because here it's legal for me to use, but in some countries, you guys have a not a binary note for some of the music to be played. So sometimes they'll mute it, or they'll mute the whole thing after I do that. It's kind of sad on your old part, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can hear the whole thing. I know I'm still live because I'm watching on my other two monitors, and they can still hear me talking and everybody else talking. But yeah, it sometimes it does that with certain countries. I mean, I'll get a notified that, hey, we limited the music play in this country. So just to let you know, it's not something I did or what's going on with the platform that I'm using. It's just Facebook does that, and another one will do that too. Well, gentlemen, we have been on here 2 hours. I'm replying on Facebook and watching on TV on YouTube. I love it. I love it. I'm glad you get to watch me on YouTube and you're listening to me on Facebook. Or what? Yeah, listening to me on Facebook. Oh no, you're replying back on Facebook and watching me on YouTube. Love it. Love it. Love it. Get a chance, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Because I will be doing specials on YouTube only. When they come up and pop up, you'll be able to, I'll put them out and say, hey, you need to go to YouTube to see the special interview or whatever that comes up. So that way, YouTube channel will actually grow more. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm glad you get both. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll be set. But I will be starting to do interviews and that will be being put on YouTube, and then Facebook will get the notifications for the video, so that way you guys know where to go. But if you already subscribed, you'll get to see it live, or you'll get to see it firsthand in a private release. Yep, I forgot what I was going to reply to TC when I told you about the audio. Oh, yeah. TC's used to that. He's used to forgetting.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But on that note, go ahead, John.
I did a neat little video the other day.
Yep.
And I don't know if I got about it, but it was in Bozeman Pass, coming out of Bozeman, going into the canyon and up over the pass.
Uh-huh.
And it's one of those videos where I sit back and tell you what the road's like and what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, and helping other drivers learn. Well, we got into the pass, and I go, oops, I got something that came across on my Montana 511, telling me there was an accident ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the halfway up the top of the hill.
All right.
So we got all stopped and everything, sat there for about an hour. And during that time, my video was played out through Bozeman Pass, which is they got a regular site out there that tells what the mountain pass is doing. A TV crew got from Bozeman got to see it, and they wanted to use a 10-second clip out of my video to start their presentation on Bozeman Pass.
Nice.
And then I got another lady that came in from some kind of helping young drivers learn this information. She wanted to use my video, and I asked if they could use my video to help educate younger drivers because she liked what I did. And I thought, wow, that's pretty neat. 2 times in one day, you know. And that was the same pass that I had that video that I did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That got 23,000 hits on.
I'm telling you, John. I'm telling you, that's your itch right there. That's your itch. That right there is your itch. You got it now, and you got big people watching you. So and let me know that they are watching you. They're watching your videos. That's what you get with them. Say, yeah, no problem. And if you want more, let me know. I can do you more. That will work out into your benefit because then you can start doing training videos that will actually help out younger drivers, which is what you've been wanting to do for the brothers and sisters. Yep. I'm telling you, brother, God put that in your lap, and that's perfect. Hey, TC, can you actually read your screen?
Can I actually read my screen? Yeah. Not really.
Can you actually read what that says from Dustin?
Does TC do what now? I can't hardly read that.
It says, does TC stand for Teflon Cook?
No.
And he's putting laughy faces behind it.
It stands for Top Cat.
Yeah.
If anybody can remember the Barbera cartoons of Top Cat, yep. That's how I got my CEV handle many years ago. It's because everybody said I was like Top Cat, and everybody just kind of corralled around me, and it just kind of stuck. That was from them good old days. Ontario,
California.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
at the west side. At the west side, backed up against the motel.
Oh, you're talking the old, let's see, what was that originally? 76 truck stop.
Yes, sir, it was. Yes, sir.
You know how many parties we had there where we put semi-trailers together and have a band there and have barbecues?
Oh, yeah. We done the same thing in the 90s and early 2000s. We'd take flatbeds, together, step decks. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
They were the good old days.
That was back when, you'd have 2 or 3 drivers wanted bobtail over to the other side of the interstate, over to the grocery store, and they'd bring back steaks and chicken and burgers and dogs and coolers full of drinks and cold adult beverages, and it just a spread, and everybody would pitch in $20 or $30. We'd eat like kings all weekend.
Yep.
You can't get 2 drivers, and you can't get 2 drivers to sit at the coffee counter and talk together now.
Yeah.
I remember when they put the gate up. And we come zipping in the driveway there, and you had to go past the fuel islands to get in through the gate.
You had to go,
right?
Yes, sir. You had to go around the upper side of the fuel island and then come through the gate and then come around, and then you had to snake around. That way you could back up to the motel. Otherwise, you had to blindside into the motel.
Yep. And we come in there one night. I was sitting out there for 7 days at one point, and I had met 3 Canadians. And 3 of them jumped in the truck with me. We went bobtailing, and we went and found a pizza place and had some beer and stuff. And then when we come back, I started laughing. I said, guys, watch this. And I said, Sprecher 19. You got a 747 coming in from the south. May we have clearance? And next thing you know, they came back and they answered, and these guys are half cocked, drinking too much. I'm the designated driver. And by the time we got to the gate, the guy that was the guard shot, he's laying on the floor and he's laughing so hard because we just landed several 747s in the parking lot.
It got so bad for me at Ontario. The truck I was driving at the time was as infamous as I was. Okay, I'd come across the diagram, and coming into Ontario from the interstate, and somebody'd holler, "Uh-oh, we can start the party now. TC's here." It was that bad.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it was. Them was the good days. The Horseshoe in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
The old Williams in Dallas. The Flying J in the Flying J down at San Antone, Baytown, TA. I mean, Triple T Truck Stop, Danny's Chrome Shop. I mean,
Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio, the one that had the bar and everything in it.
And then there was the one down there, Stony Brook, Ohio, down there at Cincinnati. Stony Brook Lodge. It was an Am's Best. A bar in one end, a motel in the other, and the fuel island was down in the parking lot in a damn little Connex box. Had holes in the parking lot big enough to swallow a Peterbilt.
And then you had Jubitz that was second and done there for a while.
Yep.
Now the next question is, before we go any further, Dustin wants to know, do Teddy Bear and TC have Facebook pages or Facebook? Yes, they do have. I'll let them give those out. I don't know if Teddy Bear's got a YouTube yet, but I know TC don't, not yet.
Not yet. Mine is my Facebook is Gabe Shelton. There's two of us. One's mine, one's my boy. It ain't hard to tell the difference. He's 26. I'm old. And then my TikTok is the same as my hand, as what's on here. It's the one and only TC.
Go ahead, John.
You can find John Freese, Freese. That's my Facebook account. And I also have Truckers with an S, Heart of Gold.
Yep, and that's Truckers Heart of Gold. That's his Facebook page and group. You can find him there. He's got a lot of informational stuff that goes in there. He also puts it into my groups too, which is Left Lane with Lefty. I have two groups. I have a page. I also have the YouTube channel, Twitter. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Rumble. I also have Left Lane with Lefty.com. I actually have that one, and you can also find me at leftlanewithlefty@gmail.com.
I started saying, if they can find you, they can find me on your stuff, because my truck is at the top of one of the pages. I can't remember which one it is.
It's on the Left Lane with Lefty spaced out. It's on the page. It's yours, and then you can find John on either one of my pages or either one of my groups, because John puts his videos out on Mondays and sometime on Wednesdays, and you can find them in the groups. He puts them in there when he goes and does his, he puts them in mine, so the information is out there.
And I also got to give a shout out, Lefty, if you don't mind.
Trying to look at the same time. Oh, all right.
First.
Hold on real quick before you do that. He's trying to make sure he gets it. Are you trying to get mine or are you trying to get Gabe's or John's? On Gabe, it's on TC's, his is Gabe, Gabe Shelton. Can't mess that up. And then John is John, and then it's Freeze. Freeze.
No, S-E.
John,
S-E.
oh, S-E. I'm sorry. John Freeze. You can't miss him. And then his page is Truckers with the S, and then it's Heart, like your heart, of Gold. And that is his page. But like I said, you can find me, and it's all under Left Lane with Lefty. And like I said, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitter, LinkedIn, and about probably 10 more that I probably can't remember off my head, but they're all set up to go when I go live. But yeah. And then I also have the leftlane.com. That is the .com page. I have things up on there. You'll see some truck videos, pictures. I also have my advertisement where I do videography and photographs. So I do different things. But you should be able to find them pretty easy. Well, hello, Miss Alicia. How you doing, dear? She decided to pop in and say hi to the teddy bear.
Yulika?
Yep. I know she's doing good. She's got a lot of advertisement on her book.
Yep.
I hope it's doing well. I seen it where it said it was the bestseller on Amazon, I believe.
Now it's coming out on several other accounts now, Brooke.
Nice. I mean, she's doing good.
Yep. Got to get another book written pretty soon.
Good. I hope she does. She's been needing it. She's been needing this.
And if people don't know who she is, she was a lady truck driver, and she kind of got off the truck for a while, and she got into doing a few other things, and one of them was writing books, learning how to write books, and so forth.
And I will tell you, that lady right there, this lady right here is the one that come up with this design right here. She did the Left Lane with Lefty logo on this one, and my other logo that I have with the Peterbilt. She has done those logos for me. She's done my signatures that I have for the truck.
Trucker's Hearts of Gold.
Yep, and she's done the stuff for Trucker's Heart of Gold. She does graphics, designs. This lady's got her hands in everything. And to be a wonderful truck driver. And like she says, I'm working on the second in the series. You get it, girl. You get it. Go at it. And yes, I know you also, yep. And she also does graphics. Graphic designs. And I may have something else coming up that I might have you look at, Miss Alicia. But we'll talk about, and I'll get it done as a banner, get some new banners and stuff made. But I just want to run it by you because I know you're busy. Love you, dear. I love you. You're the biggest sweetheart I know.
Well, she's got to be a sweetheart. She gave David Frost me at May.
That's one way of doing it.
That's our Canadian driver from Germany.
As she says, bring it on. I love that lady to death. She's a sweetheart. But on that note, we have gone the full 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. You guys got to finish up driving, and sorry about that, Alicia. I got to get your design and everything so I can advertise your book and that and put it up on the page as one of the commercials that I do. So give me a day or two, and I'll have that all set up and done. And I'll get it and do the advertisement on it. I'll take one of your videos that you do have and I'll put it on.
After you are done, hang on for a second. I'd like to talk to you, Charles.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, you should be able to find us. We ain't that hard. You can't miss that mug down there holding that stick in his hand.
But now what I was going to say, Lefty, we're trying to real hard to get our service deal going. Garage, Brad is.
All right.
So it's first, if anybody's up and down, and I know I hate to say it, but anybody's got any trouble down at the 23-mile marker, and everybody knows where that's at on 81, call First Choice.
Right.
That's how you know. Yep. That's Brad Dyer. You can find them on they're on Facebook and everywhere else.
Yeah.
The boss man's really trying to get our service side started. So it's First Call Service is what it is. First Call Service.
All right. First Call Service. So,
yes, sir.
I'll get that, and I'll get the information on that, and then I'll put that up there too. That'll be
all right.
We'll talk about, and I'll put it in every show, so that way the locals and that will have their information. Service guys will have their information. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Is
yes, sir.
Information out so drivers will have it. First Call Service. Miss Alicia already put it up there. Yep. First
Work. Yep, and we do tires, we do repairs, we do everything. So.
Yep. I know old Brady got his hands tied up in everything, from race cars to trucks to, and then some.
Trying to turn this old orange hunk into a show truck, and the boys Blue International into a show truck, so we can go out and do that free pimping this year. And Lord, it's a mess.
It is a mess. But you got one crazy boss that's willing to do it, though. That's the thing.
Yep.
And
that's the one thing I can say.
And the one thing I can say is for his age, yeah. That boy,
the man is 38 years old, and he's got, just like his Facebook says, you will not outwork me.
He's right. I think he's got, 5 or 6 hot shots, 6 or 7 trucks.
Got the shop. We're dabbling in cattle right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's we're
in the race cars and in the shops and then everything else that he's got on the working plate. And then still dealing with all of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got his hands full.
Yep. And still will call. I mean, even as busy as he is, well, me and Bubba and the rest of us drivers, even his owner operators, he'll call us. Hey, everything all right? Doing good? The family doing good? How's the family? You know what I'm saying? I've had a bunch of stuff going on with my youngest boy. That has been priority. But you've got to take care of that. You're going to be home to take care of that. So, I mean, I can't complain.
That's the name of the business right there that you're trying to look up is First Call Service. That's what he's got. And then his other is Dyer Transport.
Dyer Trucking.
Yeah, or is it Dyer? Yeah, Dyer Trucking.
DYER Trucking.
Yep. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and cancel this out and be done for the night because I know we all got to get ready and do our thing.
Yeah, I got to give Miss Chaos a call back.
Yep. And then Miss Alicia put it up there, Dyer Trucking. There it is, Dyer Trucking.
Thank you.
So, just hang out, and I'll talk to y'all in a minute.
Okay.
Say later.
All righty.
John, say later.
Later.
All right, guys, we had a hell of a show tonight. I had a screw up in the beginning. I had everything lined up. Everything was wall to wall on my screens. I got this one here, and I got this one here, and this one didn't want to slide over and bring it to this one, and lost all the stuff that I had set up for the work that I was doing for what I had going on tonight. I mean, it was really, really good. Yes, the orange Kenworth looks like Tim Gentry. Yes, it does. Exactly. Yep, sure does. You got that right. So, yeah, and Tim Gentry's not that far from here. I mean, he's about, I'd say he's about 2 hours from me here in Tennessee. So, yeah, he's about 2 hours from me, just on this side of Knoxville. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty much where he's at. So, on that note, y'all have a wonderful night. We had a good show, even though I had a screw up just in the beginning. But it's been wonderful. The numbers have been steadily climbing. They've been up there. I mean, I've seen them quite a bit. There was, I'd say at least 100, 150 from what I'm seeing on my side, which not just on what you see on Facebook that's putting up there in front of you. That number, I don't believe that number's junk. But from the other numbers that I'm actually getting from the platform I'm using, yeah, there is some really good numbers. So I greatly appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out, talking, and then joining in the chat and actually livening it up. Really do appreciate it. Yes, sir, Dustin, you have a wonderful night. Well, actually, you have a wonderful day. Night Lefty, fantastic time watching y'all. Hey, I'm here every Sunday, 8 p.m. Just remember that, 8 p.m. And I am here. And thank you for subscribing to YouTube. And actually, thank you to Trucking Unicorn for you finding me off of her Instagram or TikTok or wherever you found her. I greatly appreciate it. And you'll find me on TikTok too. So I do greatly appreciate it. And on that note, we are going to bug out. Check it out. There's a couple of beautiful trucks.
Sure don't know, I know a dirty hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. With a love song, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertainer. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainer. And I forget just why